Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to your members exclusive session. This session is called Core Power. Okay, so today we're going to be working through a whole series of exercises, 4 different blocks of exercises, focusing on different elements of the core. The core is not just your abdominal muscles, it's all of the muscles attached to the hips, the spine, and the ribs. So all of those postural muscles, the things that are keeping you upright, strong, and stable. So don't think we're just doing a 35 to 40 minute of abs, because that is not what this is, okay? You're going to be strong and strengthened by the end. I have got with me a set of weights and I've got my mat with me, but we're starting off standing, so that's why I've got my floor space nice and clear. There are adaptations and alterations as we go through today, as always, so just choose the one that's right for you. And let's get going. The first thing we're going to do is, if you're a squatter, we're going to squat down with the backs of our arms into the knees, your sort of knee pit there. If you're not a squatter, you're just going to take a little bit of a bend into the knee. We're going to push out and we're going to come around, eye gaze on fingertips, back down and round. So join in when you're ready. If you're a squatter and it's not fully comfortable, then you can come up and down. If you would like to get into those bum muscles as well, you can stay down the whole time. If you're just doing a little stagger here, a little bend in the knee, then this is for you here. So just opening up the chest into the sides, eye gaze on fingers. Okay, that's just really important for your head positioning. Okay, well done. So whichever level you're at is right for you. Don't think about what anyone else is doing. Be fully self-aware. I would say selfish, but it's not selfish. And finish the one you're on. Take a rest. We're coming back to that exercise. But before we do, we're going to do a standing slow twist. So we're still in our warm-up. So what I want you to do is sort of shake hands with yourself. And you're going to twist to the side. Try and keep your hips pushed forwards. Back to the middle. Twist to the side. Try and keep your hips pushed forward. Okay, so with me now, twist, back in, twist, back in. Now the reason you've got your hands like this is because you want to keep your shoulders back, chin up, okay, tummy nice and tight. Good. So sometimes we do this exercise with a weight, but we're in our warm-up section today, so we're going to keep it really nice and slow, twisting round, toes are facing forwards. Good. Well done. Breathing all the time. 3, 2, 1. Take your rest. Okay, we're going to go back round and we're going to do that squat to windmill one more time, and then we're going to do that slow standing twist one more time as well. Okay, you've got 10 seconds. You should be feeling just nice and loose. Okay, just let that tension drain away, because those postural muscles, the core muscles, let's go. They take a bit of a beating throughout the week, and if you're doing this to the end of the week like we are here, quite a lot of residual tension and stress in those muscles, so just work it out. Now then, we've got a whole load of lovely ladies on the live today, so welcome to Ulla, welcome to Claire, Harriet, Sarah, Lexi and Jane. Welcome to you all. Welcome to you if you are on the recorded session, wherever in the world you are. We welcome you, you're with us in spirit. And welcome to Susanna, who I know is going to be doing this session and just wants a little shout out. And standing, good job. So if you want an accountability shout out as well, just let me know. And then you can know that I'm thinking of you whilst we're doing the session, even if you can't make it in person. We're going to do that standing slow twist one more time. So toes facing forward, push the heels into the floor, push the toes into the floor, nice and tight into the tummy, shake hands, coming around, keep those hips pushed forwards, in to the center, round, good. Well done. So just work through your own range of movement. If you're here, that's absolutely fine. You don't have to twist all the way around, okay? So whatever feels good. You might have tight hip flexors at the front here. Okay, if you do, that's fine. Just work within what feels good for you. Well done. We're going to be getting the mat out next for our kneeling session. 2, 1, take a rest. Okay, we're going to get into the session properly now. Not that that wasn't proper, but you know what I mean. And we're going to be doing a kneeling section, and I'm going to be using a single weight for this section. So if you don't kneel, if kneeling is not your thing, then you can do this from standing. Just do the exact same movement but from standing. Everybody else into a staggered position. You're going to hold the weight by your hip, and we're going to come up and back down. Okay, so up and across and back down. So join in when you're ready, and down. Full control on that weight. Up and back down. So this staggered position is really good because it creates instability, okay, or instability? Instability, that's the word. Creates instability. You're unstable, essentially, which is really challenging for the core. So that's why we like to do a little bit of unstable surface training and take a rest. Remember which side you did with the legs and the arm, because we're going to switch, not now, but in a minute, okay? Stay in this side for the next exercise. So stay, if you are in your staggered kneeling position, stay the same. What we're going to do is we're going to curl up, push, come back down, nice and slow, okay? So let's do that. So curling up, push, back, rest. Up, push, back, rest. Again, you might feel yourself a little wobble. Really tune into what's going on in this unstable surface if you are in this kneeling position. The tiny, tiny little adjustments that your body is making to keep you nice and stable, that's all about the core. If you're in a standing position, again, you will be doing that as well. It just won't be as focused. And take a rest. Well done. Okay, we're gonna switch sides. Sort of do that on a little bit of a side angle just so that you could see. Also, it's just a bit better for the mat situation. So again, you're gonna hold that weight by the hip, and it's gonna come up, and then hold that weight down by the hip again, okay? 2, 1, let's go. So up, back to the hip, up, back to the hip. Try and keep the head quite neutral as you work. Up, back to the hip. So that weight, don't underestimate, even if you're not using a very heavy one. I'm using a 3 kilo here. Use what's right for you. Whatever that weight is, you're taking the momentum out of that weight, you're controlling it, and don't underestimate the fact that that is additional resistance. Okay, it's making this exercise harder. So use what's right for you and take your rest. Stay on that same side. You may find that one side feels more tight than the other side if you're doing this kneeling. Okay, just play around with it a little bit. Play around with it a little bit. We're going to go again for the curl to overhead press. Holding the weight end on. 2, 1, let's go. So up, push, slow movements, back down. Especially that downward movement, that eccentric. We talk about that quite a lot. That's where you gain your strength. So all we're doing using this weight, you might think, this is a core session, why am I doing arms? Has she gone mad? No. Think about what's happening here. We're pushing a weight around in different positions, different places, and we're in a staggered, unstable sort of position. So your core is having to work really hard to maintain that neutral position. Take a rest. So I haven't gone mad. Don't worry. I'm in full possession of my faculties. It's just what we're doing. We're going to switch back to the first side, okay? So we've done 1 full round. We're doing this 3 times. So feel free to play around with the weights. If you have more than 1 set, feel free to go heavier or lighter. See what difference that makes. Let's go again. So up, coming back down. Up, back down. So up to the hip each time. And now really engage those core muscles. Grip in tight. Good. Well done. Up. Well done, good. 10 seconds here. Now I'm using the same weight throughout for this one, but if you find this is fine for the wood chop and take a rest, but you want to go heavier on the curl exercise, then feel free to choose a heavier weight, and it will be exactly the same. You may have to just slow it down a little bit. I'm just going to show you with a heavier weight on this next set. 2, 1, let's go. So bring it up, push, back, keep it slow. So even if you have gone heavier, the temptation is to sort of go, oh my goodness, this is really heavy. I'm going to just whiz through this now. Don't do that. Okay, if you've gone up in the weight, let that weight feel heavy. Work with it. Knuckle down. Work hard. It's a 40-second set. Okay, so you'll probably manage somewhere between 12 and 15 reps. Up, back, down, and a useful tool for getting through any amount of sort of time and reps. Just count them. Take a rest. Well done. So just count those reps. Just they will go. The time will always tick away. When we're doing anything for time, it will tick away. It will happen. Okay. I'm on the wrong side. There we go. Right. We're going to get ready for that wood chop again. One more time on this side before we go back through. Let's go. So chop it up. Back down. Nice and strong. Good. Up. Well done. So again, keep it nice and slow. It's not going to be one of those sessions where you finish super out of breath and super sweaty, but it doesn't mean you're not working. Okay, we're doing this super core power session. You may feel it. It will leave its legacy. Good. 3, 2, 1. Take a rest. I'm going to go heavy on this side as well, because if I've done something on one side, I want to make sure I do the same on the other side. I don't want to become unbalanced, bodily unbalanced. We all have our own mental imbalances. So just holding that weight end on. Let's go. So bring it up, push, back down. Good. Up, push, and as strong and stable as you can. If you find that you're having to move around quite a lot, or you're sort of really, really wobbly, first instance is to just take a breath, refocus, and come back. Otherwise, just reduce or lose the weight, okay? If you're finding the balance really, really tricky. Down, 10 seconds. Good job. Nearly there. Up, back, down. Good job. Okay, one more rotation round. One more. And then we are into a whole different section where we'll be into a bridge position section, but this is not now. Okay, so let's get ourselves sorted. Let's do it one more time. Up and back. And up and back. Watch that head positioning. You're not twisting your whole body round. Keeping your chest facing outwards. So your arms are moving. You're not moving your hips. Good. Well done. So on the third rotation of this, your brain will know what's happening, but your body may start to be thinking, ugh, what's happening? You may start to get a little bit of those shakes in the arms, and take a rest. If you do, great. That is muscle fatigue. That's what we like. It's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. If you feel a bit shaky at the end, that's okay. That's just because those muscles have been rinsed out, wrung out of all their energy. So that's what we want. Okay, we're going to do that curl to overhead press. 2, 1, let's go. So curl it up, push. Your aim here is to stay as strong and stable whilst in an unstable position and moving a weight around your body. Okay, if you think about it, it's not an easy thing to do. So give yourself the credit for doing what you're doing. Well done. And really grip into those abdominal muscles. Engage the core. Push. Nice, straight, neutral neck. Well done. Not arching the back. 2, 1. Take a rest. And we're going to switch sides. And we're going to do this for the last time. 10 seconds rest to go, and then we shall do it. So don't let your focus drift. I know sometimes that happens. Let's go. So in these sessions where we're not sort of going hell for leather and we're sort of like going for the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, just try and keep your mind focused on what you're doing. You're going to be thinking about your exercise, think about engaging those muscles, stay present, stay in the moment. Okay, exercise can work like a little bit of mindfulness. Okay, try not to get distracted by all of the peripherals in both your vision and your life. Stay present. Good job. 2, 1, take a rest. Last time on that curl to overhead press. Then we're going to move the weights out of the way, get into our next position. Okay, so again, we're going to stay with the mat or raised surface. If you do your bridge or plank into a raised surface, then that's what we're going to do. Okay, 2, 1, let's go. So curl, push, back down, rest. Curl, push, up, slow. So what are those elbows doing? We're not winging the elbows out. Staying nice and compact. Push, up, back, down. Well done. Keep it going, nearly there. I'll let you have a little shake out in just a sec. If you're kneeling, you will have been kneeling for a really long time now. Good job, and take a rest. Well done, good job. Keep those weights within reaching distance, but make sure they are out of your way. So you want your lighter weights within reaching distance. Okay, I'm gonna show you the next thing we're gonna do. Really nice and straightforward. We're into a kneeling position, all fours position, and we're gonna go for the bird dog, okay? So join in when you're ready on the bird dog. If you're using your raised surface because you don't kneel, then you can come out and back in, out and back in, okay? So you're just pulling that arm and leg away from the body. It will take a little bit of balance, so just go nice and slow, and we're switching sides each time. Good, so nice straight back, nice neutral spine, push, push, pushing the heel out as well, and rest. Well done. Next exercise, again, the first exercise we did was a windmill. We really opened up and we came around. We're going to do the same in a bridge position. I'm going to show you on the raised surface and on the mat. On the mat, you can do modified on your knees or onto your toes. Okay, so here's your toes. You're going to come around, eye gaze follows fingers, or onto your knees, switching sides each time. Start when you're ready. This is your raised surface here. Round and round. Okay, so your eye gaze follows fingers. Hips stay nice and stable. Each time. Back in, round, back in. And of course you have your mat version as well. Good, again, creating that unstable surface. 2, 1, take a rest. Good job, okay. Now we're gonna add some weights in. We're doing a renegade row. Now you can do this without weights. You essentially, if you do it without weights, you're just gonna high five the mat. Okay, so you're just gonna high five the mat, whether you're on your raised surface, knees or toes. But if you have your weights, you can hold on to those weights and we're gonna row up, come back nice and slowly, up, nice and slowly back down. Ready? Let's go. So I've just showed you the full version. Here's the modified version. Okay, and if holding on to those weights feels hard, then you do one hand, put your hand back onto the mat, grab the other weight, bring it up, okay? So whatever works for you, you can do. Try not to flex the wrist, so we're not bringing the weight up and curling. So you want to keep that wrist really strong and straight throughout. 2, 1, take a rest. Well done, weights out of the way. We're going to go back through all these exercises, okay? So don't worry. I know it's a bit of a whistle-stop tour. The next exercise we're going to do, you need to be able to get into a full bridge for this one. We're going to come up, back, touch the toe, up, back, touch the toe. If you're on your raised surface, it looks the same. Back into the raised, back and across, back into the raised, okay? So whatever works for you, whenever you're ready, if you haven't already started, cross and touch, cross and touch. Each time making sure the hips strong and straight into that bridge. Good, 10 seconds. Well done. 2, 1, take a rest. Okay, we're going to go back through that section. So that's 4 exercises this time. Again, we've gone from 2 exercises, 2 more exercises. Now we're into 4 exercises. So your brain is working as well as keeping everything stable. Back to that bird dog. Okay, if you need to give those wrists a little stretch out, then please do. Let's go. Strong and straight, push out the heel, back into center. Strong and straight, push out the heel, hold, back into center. Good. What's that tummy doing? Are you just sort of letting yourself flop around, or are you really holding yourself? That poise, posture. No, nice and straight. Not putting too much in through the hands. Holding into that core. Holding into those tummy muscles. 2, 1, take a rest. Well done. Again, if you need to just give those wrists a little bit of attention here, push the backs of your hands together, come into a praying position, just to get them stretched out. I hear lots of people say, oh, I have weak wrists. You probably don't have weak wrists, you're just not used to using them, because we don't tend to use them that much. We're going to go into our windmill position. So let's go. Full position here. So this is your more advanced option. Eye gaze onto fingers. And if you're in your more advanced option, please do make sure that that is the right option for you. It should feel challenging, but you should be able to keep those hips nice and strong and straight. Otherwise, you can do the same in the modified. And with the modified, you can bring your knees a little closer, you can bring your knees further apart, just to switch up that modification. And of course, you have your raised bridge position. You know that. Take a rest. Well done. So really working on opening out, getting through those shoulders into the back as well. Renegade row is up next. Now I know that lots of people find this really, really tricky. It's usually around holding onto the weights that you'll find hard. But again, just because we're not used to it. So let's get ourselves into position. Row up, slowly down. Up, slowly down. I didn't show you this on the raised, did I? So I'm going to show you this on the raised surface this time around. So exactly the same. Up, slowly back down. Up, slowly back down. Now for all of these exercises, as you're coming from 4 points of contact to 3 points of contact in each one, then as you shift, try and make that shift from 3 to 4, take a rest. Try and make that shift sort of imperceptible. So if you imagine someone's watching you, try and make sure that they wouldn't even be able to tell where you've got that weight distributed, okay? That's how we can know that the core is working really hard. Bridge to down dog with a toe tap, opposite toe tap. That is next. So let's get that done. Let's go. Back into your bridge. Back into your bridge. Good. So if you're on your raised surface, the likelihood is you probably won't be able to get to your toe. But that's okay. That's all just part of that modification. What we're actually looking for is the switch between bridge position to that down dog and the opposite toe touch. Okay, so it's just that cross movement that we're after. So if you can't touch your toe, it doesn't matter. And take a rest. Okay, one more round. Did get a bit warm in that round, didn't it? did heat up slightly. We're going to do the bird dog again one more time. You might know this exercise as Superman if you are a Pilates kind of person. So this is either Superman or bird dog. I like the bird dog. So that's what I call it. Stretching out. Good. And as you become more confident with this movement, you'll know that you can push that heel, push, hold and squeeze. Don't be afraid if you can feel it. You feel the muscles in your back. Okay, it's okay to feel muscles in your back. It doesn't mean that you've hurt your back. You have muscles there too, and it's good to work them, just as long as you don't feel pain. There is a difference. So please do make sure that you know the difference. And rest. Well done. Bridge to windmill one more time, whether you're on your raised surface, your knees, or your full plank, full bridge position. We're going to come all the way around, really opening up that chest. Keep the hips nice, strong, straight, stable. Okay? Let's go. I'm going to go in the modified for this one. Round, back down. That's that imperceptible shift that we were just talking about. People shouldn't be able to know, if they were watching, where you're shifting your weight. Okay, so you're just really keeping it so stable, so steady. Good. Eye gaze onto fingers. If you can. If you have some tension in the neck, you might find that quite difficult. So just following the head around is important. Take a rest. Good job. Final renegade row coming up. Someone did ask me why this is called the renegade row. I have no answers for you on that, but let's just all consider ourselves to be just renegades in general. Okay, so into a modified position or your full bridge position or your raised surface. And don't forget, you have the option to change what you do with your hands if you find it's too much pressure going through your palms, or if you don't want to use your weights, if it's too hard with weights. I haven't showed you that option, so I'm going to show you that now. You're just going to high five, high five, high five, okay? So it's just that different movement, but again, unstable surface. Good. 5 seconds to go. 2, 1, take a rest. Final exercise in this block. Doing very well. We're nearly at 30 minutes. You're doing very, very well. We're going to do bridge to down dog with that toe tap, whether you're on your raised surface or on your mat. Up to you. Let's go. So, pushing across, back into bridge. Pushing across, back into bridge. Have a quick double check with yourself. Are you doing this when you're into your bridge, or are you coming back into your bridge and you're keeping your hips up? So you're sort of up like this. What you should do is bring your hips with you. Don't leave them behind. Bring them with you each time. Quick pause. Because what we want to do is take the momentum out. Okay, that's how we know that we're working those muscles. Take the momentum out. Hold. And the last one. Take your rest. Well done. Good job. Okay, I'm going to give you a minute. A whole minute. While you get yourself sorted for the final section. It's 2 exercises. One of them is a unilateral, so we'll do the left, then the right. The other one we're just going to interlace in between. One of them is a seated twist. So you can use a weight if you want to, and you don't have to use a weight if you don't want to. I'm going to just stick with the old 3 here for that one. So let me just make sure I've got enough space here to show you. So just have a little relax. Take a drink of water on board. Make sure that you're comfortable. So this last section is down onto the mat, onto your back. So get yourself ready, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do. You still have a good 30 seconds, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a seated twist with a push, okay? Again, we're going to challenge the stability of that core just from a seated position. So you can use a weight, or you don't have to use a weight. So side, side, center, push. Side, side, center, push. Back nice and straight, chest open, one foot down, the other foot down, both feet up, pedal the legs, whatever you want to do, okay? But let's get ready to go. So holding on to that weight, across, across, in and up. Across, across, in and up. So if you want to make it more challenging, you pedal the legs, in and up. If you want to make it less challenging, you have the feet onto the floor. If you want to go somewhere in between, you put one heel on and one heel off. Okay, so it's up to you. And push. Nearly there. And finish the one you're on. Take a rest. Good job. Okay, coming to a lying position. I'm going to have both of my feet flat onto the floor, and then I'm going to raise my right foot off the floor. I'm going to push my hips up. I'm going to come back down, pushing the heel of the left leg into the floor. So join in when you're ready. Push, back down. Push, back down. So if you're finding that particularly challenging, you can do just the regular glute bridge, not the single leg. But if you can, just keep that other leg off the floor so that one leg is lifting the weight of everything. Nice and strong, straight hips, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. Good. You can have that leg pushed all the way up if you want to. You can have a little bend. Take a rest. We're going to go to the other side after we've done our next seated twist. You're going to be so sick of these seated twists by the end because we're doing 4 of them. Okay, do not have to use a weight. I'll show you the next one without a weight just so that you know. Perfectly acceptable if using a weight is just too much for you. So let's go. So if you're not using a weight, side, side, push, side, side, push, feet on the mat. Pedal the feet on the mat or pedal them out, keeping the feet off the mat. This is a challenging enough exercise to do without adding a weight. So if you're at a stage where you think, I can keep my feet off, but I can't keep my feet off and have the weight, okay, then do it without the weight. So the purest form of exercise will always win. And rest. Good job. Okay, because that is more functional in itself. You want to get that purer form of exercise in, and then you can add resistance to it once you've really nailed that. Okay, so last time we went onto the left leg. That took all the weight. Now it's the right leg. So foot down, left leg up, push, and let's go. Hips nice and straight. Down, pushing into the heel of that supporting leg. If you feel super confident with this exercise, you can come up onto the heel of that supporting leg, of the working leg. And you'll just get a little bit of extra into your hamstring, the back of the thigh, if you want it. But tracking all the way up, straight, coming back down, okay? Up and down. 2, 1, take a rest, okay? That's one full block. We're doing one more full block of that, and then we're done. Okay, so whether you want to use your weight or not, I don't mind. I honestly don't mind. There isn't, when I say any of these adaptations and alterations, none of them are with a caveat. But you knew that already, right? So let's go. Twist, twist, in and up. Twist, twist, in and up. I'm going to do this next one. I'm going to just try and show you as many of the modifications as I can, because we are all different, and that is okay. Wouldn't it be boring if we were all the same? So boring. But yet, as adults, we think, oh God, we've all got to be the same, got to be like this person, I've got to be like that person. Let's be different. Embrace the difference and push. Otherwise, how would we learn? And rest. Good job. Okay, back to the mat. back to the mat. I'm gonna work on my left leg. Right leg's gonna be raised, okay? I have to say that out loud, otherwise I'm not sure which leg I'm doing. I'm not very good with my left and rights, which is a bit rubbish for this job. Ready? Let's go. Pushing up, pushing down. For this job, you need to be able to count to 30 and know your left and rights. And sometimes, you know, I fail on both of those counts, but that's okay. Refer to the previous point versus around difference. There you go. If that makes you feel any better. Push, come back down. Push, really stay in the moment here. Push. If those legs are feeling heavy, remember you can just put both of the feet onto the floor and push up equally. Take a rest. Are you ready for this last seated twist? Are you ready for it? Because it's ready for you. And that ain't no lie. It's ready. Okay. This is the last 2 exercises on this core power session. And so far, let's go. So far, I've managed to resist calling it the core blimey session. Which, as we were logging on this morning, having a chat to the girls, and I really wanted to call this session core blimey. But I also wanted to maintain some level of professionalism. However, my random sense of humour does just seep into these sessions. And by this point, if you're still here, you already know me well enough to know that that's probably about right, that I should have called this session Core Blimey. Core Blimey, governor. This is a tough old session. You know, a little bit like a 1800s Cockney. And rest. However, it's the last one of these and I'm just going to stop talking now. Because we're going to do it. We're going to work up all of the weight into the right leg. Left leg is the one that is being supported. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Push it up. Back down. Up. Come back down. Good job. Now, I don't know whether you've been on to the website and noticed some new sparkly, shiny changes. Hopefully you have. Hopefully you've seen your members area is all new and refreshed. So if you've got any feedback about that, if something's not working quite right, let me know. It's important for me to know so I can fix it. And if you've been on, you may have noticed that there are a little couple of coming soon bits, some virtual challenges coming soon. So keep your eyes peeled for those. There are some member-only ones. And rest. You're amazing. Well done. That is such good work. Put your fingertips up to the sky and bend your knees. You're going to stretch out the opposite arm and leg. A little bit of coordination to finish you off today. So you may have noticed some virtual challenges coming up. There are some virtual challenges that will be members only perks of your membership. No one else will be able to see those. They are just for you. And there will be some paid virtual challenges. So completing some distance or completing some time, and you will get a reward for those. So those will be open to the public. So keep your eyes out for those if that sounds like your kind of thing. The first one we're going to do is a Halloween one. But that's just between you and me. No one else knows that yet. It's very exciting. 2, 1. Take a rest. Come up to your feet. We're just going to do a standing back extension. Oh, take your time to get back up there. So hands onto the hips. Push the hips forwards. Bring yourself back. Breathe it through. Up to stand. Forwards fold. Nice straight back. Just hang. And then one more time, coming up nice and straight. Bend back. Up and fold. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's always such a pleasure to be with you all on a Friday morning, and the sun is out and I am full of all the cheer of autumn. So please reach out, let me know how you're going. If you've got anyone that wants to join, send them my way. I can give them a free trial, and I shall see you at the next one. Take care. Bye.